Gathered friends, listen again to our legend of the Bionicle. Hello, my name is Grumblebricks. I'm a Bionicle fan, poet, writer, not officially employed because of the previous two words mentioned, and I've built this. This is my love letter to Generation 1 Bionicle and Generation 2. You know, a lot of people didn't like Generation 2. I think it was fine. So, let's have a look. This is a LEGO Ideas project. It's already got 1,275 votes within 12 days, which is about 100 a day, which is amazing. The backstory of this set, however, goes much further. See how I'm doing that? Isn't that clever? Way back in 2006, when I was younger than I am today, by a number which I can't calculate, I was very much inspired by the Bionicle LEGO system playsets. I was overjoyed to have LEGO system playsets for Bionicle. Now, a lot of people didn't like them. They weren't very well received in the fandom, but I loved them. I think they were fantastic. They had a lot of potential. Perhaps they weren't advertised very well, because I remember when I first found them, I was completely taken by surprise. Some of them just appeared one day in the shops. And I did subscribe to the LEGO magazine, so maybe I just missed an issue. But I was really inspired by them. And I was also inspired by the original Matanui Online game. Now, I played the Matanui Online game on Windows 97, meaning I could go and have dinner between levels loading. And whilst I was having dinner and the levels were loading, I thought about the giant Bionicle heads, the mystery of who carved them, how did they redirect the waterfalls to come out of their mouths, what mysteries might lie behind them in the eye sockets of these giant statues, or in the brains. What's behind there? Well, I decided to answer that question with my project. In 2006, I designed one based off the original Toa Mata heads that would connect to the 2005 Colosseum set. Now, that one had play functions in that there were Zamasphere shooters which had just come out in the eye sockets. They weren't held in very well, and to be honest, to shoot it you had to basically break the thing apart. Now though, I've had a better idea. Using this Maturin head design, I could have eyes which could pop out and pop in. What I was going to do is have more play features here. I was designing this myself, so maybe I could get a mocpages account up and running again. Start posting LEGO on Instagram again. Some of you will be here from my Instagram account, you'll know that. For a long time I didn't really post anything interesting. I'm surprised people kept following me, to be honest, because I basically died for 2 years. I'm back now. So what was happening is I was planning to add loads of features, and I really thought, yeah, this would be a cool LEGO set if it was real, but LEGO Ideas doesn't do the licensing for Bionicle. Bionicle's never going to come back. And then one day a friend messaged me and said, "Hey Phil, LEGO Ideas have updated their licensing, Bionicle's allowed." So within 48 hours I finished the rest of it and fired it out there. So in my eyes there are parts missing. I plan to add an update here. This however is designed so it can fit in many places. It can fit, because it's 32 studs wide, in between buildings in your LEGO city layout. That's something I didn't advertise originally, but it's 32 by 16. It can fit on your shelf. It can fit play features at the back. The Turaga can stand up there. I am going to move that shelf down so the Toa can stand up. That would be a simple case of moving that just to there so the Toa can stand up. And there's going to be play functions as well. I want to be able to simulate the Great Spirit waking up or going to sleep by tilting the eyes up and down. Now we've talked about that pretty much. There's also Venom shooters hidden in the back. There's Lewa's axe in dark tan and a Toa Mata leg in dark tan, both of which will be Not new parts, but recolours. And then we have Tahu's original flame swords in trans neon orange, which I think would be glorious. Next, let's have a look at the tower. Now, minifigure renditions of Bionicles do exist. In 2005 there were single piece monstrosities which I actually found quite charming. However, just 1 year later Exoforce came out and gave us arms with hand joints which could turn, and legs. Now the heads didn't move on the Exoforce robots, but Hero Factory later improved on this, but then removed the hands turning. So in the future I'd imagine the tower with different hands, and in fact in the canister sets they do have different hands. They have the Exoforce arms with the bar hands which can turn. Now you'll notice that the original tower here don't have their original weapons, and there's a very specific reason for that. The bottom of each tower's weapon is either a stud or a bar. They each have an elemental an elemental spear. I really didn't know then which word to use and decided to just go with both. They have an elemental spear each, and these can be plugged into here. Now at the bottom is either a bar, as these bits, or a stud, like with this lightsaber hilt that Kapaka has. Now to account for that, I wanted to have a pedestal which would fit both. So we've got the crossbar space at the bottom on a plate, and then we've got a tile with a hole in it for a pin. So you can attach the stud upside down or you can attach the bar. Doesn't matter which is which, they'll all fit. Doesn't really need to be colour coded, the shrine, but I thought for display purposes, just to show people, you know, when I'm working on the set, how it would work. So they'll place their tools in here, and then you twist the shrine around. These gears in turn will turn. That was a fun little quirk of the English language, wasn't it? And then this will turn, revealing the Mask of Time. As you'll notice at the very top, if you look at the top of this blue box, the axle goes all the way through, so you can actually operate the entire thing from the part at the top or the shrine. And that's very small footprint for the gears. Holds itself together quite nice. It's not filled in at the bottom, but it would be in the real set. Next we have the gripper tree. This is based off the Vawata Maka from the original GBA game, I think it was, where you play as Takua. Now I've got that game, I never completed it because it glitched to hell and died. So we're going to move on because I'm too sad. It does grab Toa though, that's its feature. Then we've got the Three Virtues door. You can kick this door down and you see it makes the Bionicle logo before it gets kicked open. And we also have Zaktan and Harley for some reason holding swords. But why, you ask? Because it's an alternate universe, that's why. And Hydraxon's mask also in a new dark tan colour, which I refer to as wet sandstone. That's what it's supposed to emphasise. We're in the middle of jungle here after all. Then we've got the corrupted Ussel crab with its strange nuggety legs. Now, Levax shells in orange. Anyone? Yes, please. We've got Arkmu, the Matoran traitor. He's in this universe. Now this crab is a very basic design, which I will admit didn't take me that long. I'm going to improve upon it with updates on the LEGO Ideas page, so I recommend you check it out. I'm going to add gear functions to something this small so that its legs go sort of scuttle when it's walking. Then we have something the Matoran have put up. We've got the 6-element flag. That's just a simple bit of flair for if you're displaying the set. And I've only included 2 Turaga, my 2 favourites, Nakama and Matau, because I think it alludes to the concept that there might be a larger range waiting, rather than include all of the Toa and all of the Turaga. I just put all of the Toa in. And then we've got the 2 flames, and after that we have the Makuta and Takanuva. I really like the mask piece on Makuta, which is why I used it. But obviously there'd probably be a new mould with the new version. And that's about it. Up next, I shall review the canisters. And if you liked this set and you'd like to see it become real, if you want your own one, click the link in my bio.